Probably the best way of thinking about clearing is to think of a clearing house as a middleman between a buyer and a seller of a financial contract. One way that sort of fairly simple way of looking at it is it's a bit like when you use a cheque. So the bank stands between you and the person who you're paying the cheque to. The important thing here is that it's a vital part. This kind of plumbing is a vital part of the ecosystem that the UK has. We have the leading international financial centre here for this sort of business, and it's part of a much broader, very successful ecosystem for the UK industry.
And why is it that London's got this predominant position in this market?
I think there's a variety of factors here. So it's grown up over a period of time. You have, as I say, a phenomenal ecosystem of banks, of insurers, of law, the use of common law, English law, which is the most successful commercial law internationally, is a large part of this. You have the pools of capital, the pools of expertise. It's a really complex, intertwined, integrated system, which is why trying to pull it apart is so potentially dangerous.
Well, indeed. I mean, the French, for example, they would say, well, hang on, this is a systemically important business. Surely it should be in the Eurozone where we have regulatory oversight of it.
Well, we clear about €1 trillion, roughly €1 trillion a day through London, and we clear about $2 trillion a day. But the Americans aren't demanding that we move this to the United States. In fact, American regulators have said that a body of water is no impediment to good regulation. Now, if the Atlantic isn't an impediment to good regulation, why should the Channel be?
So you think this is all a bit of nationalism from the French and a bit of an attempted land grab post-Brexit?
I think the risk here is of currency nationalism, because actually if you start fragmenting markets in this way, ultimately the big losers will be customers, and it'll be customers and citizens on both sides of the Channel, and indeed arguably internationally.
How does that work, Miles? I know this is quite a technical point, but how does that work?
So basically, partly, as I say, because of the role that the ecosystem plays here, and you can't simply unplug euro clearing from the rest of the clearing that happens here. So it's wrapped up, it is a bundle. So the clearing that happens with dollars, that happens with yen, that happens with euros, are all wrapped up here. You get what are called netting effects and compression effects. It's much more efficient, much more stable, much more financially stable, because ultimately a large part of this is to avoid a domino effect. That's what clearing is partly there to do.
Yeah, clearing is quite a low-margin business. I mean, it's very prestigious that London has this dominant position, is it? But if we lose it, is it really going to hurt London as a financial services centre that much?
As I say, this is like an ecosystem. So one way of thinking about it is like a rainforest. So if you introduce something into a rainforest, or more importantly, if you take something out of that rainforest, often that has knock-on effects that you can't entirely see. So we would be worse off for losing clearing. It is part of that vital ecosystem. It is part of the attraction of London as a major place to do business internationally in what is the UK's most successful and biggest generator of tax revenue industry. And so you play with it at your peril.